Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost.
What's going on, brother? How you doing today? Welcome. Once again, thank you for being here with us. I know that you guys probably watching this right now, but you're also gonna rewatch it later on. We've been absent for the past 2 weeks, but it's because we've been traveling. We've been doing business, creating platforms and systems that we are about to start bringing to the public very soon. We have an event coming up that is definitely going to change a lot of people's lives. We are excited about this because we are working with some leaders in our industries. I mean, the things that we've been able to do as a business are amazing. People that we've been able to network just because we've been in the room at the right time, and that's what we want to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be in the same room as the people that you idolize sometimes? You know, and I don't know if the right word would be idolize,
Well,
but
people that you want to network with, right? So I think the big talk today is networking. So, Carlos, you said, hey, we've been absent for the past couple of weeks. We've been doing things, and what we've really been doing is we've really been networking with businesses. Right. So I think that, it's really easy for businesses to stay in their comfort
we lost you there.
zone to stay. You lost me?
I think we lost you in the Wi-Fi. I call it the Wi-Fi.
Oh, am I here? Can you see me? Am I go?
Yeah, we're good. But yeah, so I mean, you were saying what we were been doing and what we're doing for the past 2 weeks. Obviously, not in the podcast, but we've been also active in social media. So everything that you've been seeing that we've been posting, we're still active. One thing is, what are you drinking tonight, man?
Ah, a little Jack Daniels.
Little Jack Daniels, baby.
Little Tennessee whiskey.
Whiskey. I got my Macallan 12. This is amazing. This is smooth. Love it. So salute to you, bro.
Hey, salute.
Salute.
It's no Macallan 12. I'm not as bougie as you, Carlos, but hey, man, I tried.
Man. Nah, man. You know what? Don't come with that. You drink with me every time that we together. So
hey, I do, right? I do.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Yeah.
All right, welcome. We got a couple people coming in right now. If you have any questions, do not forget to post. But today we just want to go ahead, and obviously today is we're going live, not prepared, but we want to talk from the heart, and some whiskey too. Right. But we were saying about networking. I mean, it's been an amazing 2 weeks because we've been going around and speaking to the right people, speaking to people that I was gonna say idolize, no, but the people that we look up to in our business, in the personal business and organizational development. That's what we all strive to be, and we all strive to once teach. And the things that we've been learning are amazing. I mean, even though that we this is something that we preach every single day, but I don't think we have arrived. I think that when people think that they have arrived to a place in a company, especially for leaders, that's when you stop growing. Imagine that you stop feeding a plant. What is it going to happen?
Right.
It's going to die, right? Same thing with a lot of people's mindset. When they get to a point, they just quit. Oh, I don't need to learn. I'm too prideful to learn from anyone else. And that's one of the main things. And that's why I think networking. So let's talk about networking, Brian.
Well, Carlos, we went down to the Small Business Expo here down in Miami. And man, I mean, just the people we were able to talk to, the connections that we made, the possible work relationships that have come out of just networking on a regular basis, and Carlos, I know you do a lot of things in your community as well. Chamber of Commerce, going out, meeting, greeting, having lunch with people. And I think that's so important when you're looking to grow your business or scale your business. It's not what you do so much. It's more of who you know. Right. So the more people that you know in key positions, the better that you're going to put yourself and your business in a position to be successful. Right. So if you need help with X, Y, and Z, and you actually know somebody in that industry, it makes things that much easier than having to go out and find that person or whatever. So, just increasing that Rolodex, your
Yeah.
business Rolodex on a regular basis is instrumental if you're trying to scale, right? And that's what we're all about. We want to
Yeah.
scale, we want to scale finances, we want to scale businesses. It's what we do every single day. So just a little of nugget of information there.
A
And I think
nugget. A nugget. Now, mate, but you know what? Throughout my time, so I enjoy it so much. Like you'd be surprised. So a couple weeks ago, I was in Atlanta. I'm doing a fundraiser for some important people. We're not gonna drop names here, but um, surprisingly, man, it's like okay, so you go to do some work, you go to do some great work, and we start eating, we start finding commonalities about each other. That's the funny thing, how people in the world are, you're always trying to find the people that you're close to, people that think alike. If you see it anywhere you go, if you were in school, when you were in high school, people congregated together, people that had commonality culturally, racially, so religious, all that stuff. In business is the same thing, and you need to push yourself out there to actually meet the people that you really want, where you want to be. That's if you want to do that, if you want to grow in business, because like Brock said, sometimes it's not what you know, and what you do is who you know, because that who you know is gonna allow you to get into a circle, give you the platform for you to be able to now know the people and tell them what you can do for them. Always give value first. Always
one
give value first, because you never know when you're gonna need something from them. And people, where when they you are in that circle and they see that you are genuinely helping people out, they go out of the way. And that's where we are right now, because we've been doing that for a while, and we find ourselves now in circles that sometimes it's like, man, what the hell am I doing here? But you know what, I got to remind myself too that we are here is because we've been doing the work. It's like the other day I was actually, it just happening. So we post a lot in social media, but I also go through a lot through social media. But I don't consume social media the way people consume it, just to distract themselves. I find something that sparks my interest and my thinking, and I save it. And I saw something that came out, and it was like 30 seconds. They talk about Chinese bamboo seed. The Chinese bamboo seed, you put it in the ground, you water it, you put light to it and everything, never sprouts for over 5 years. You
Huh.
never will see anything. Think about that if that was your business. If you all you're doing is living paycheck to paycheck for 5 years, but after the 5 years, in the next 90 days, that seed was brought to over 90 feet. Imagine that will be all of a sudden you make $10 million in 3 months, just because you stuck with it, you learned your craft, you met the right people, you put the right roots, and all of a sudden, 90 days. That's what happened to a lot of people. And that's what people say, oh,
Mhm.
they're an overnight sensation. They don't see the 5 years that you have to
Yeah.
actually cry, that you have to get yourself into a room and learn what you learn, the sacrifices that you have to go through. But you know what? That's why you find yourself today. And I guarantee you that whatever you want to do, you want to clean toilets or you want to lead a company, if you stick with it, you learn your craft, you become the best at it, there's no one that can actually win
Right.
against you.
Master of your craft. Absolutely. And I think what goes hand in hand with that is the last thing you want to be as a business owner is be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you better go find another room.
Change
Um,
that room.
there's no room for growth, right? You need to
Yeah,
constantly challenge yourself, and you need to learn from others. So,
yeah,
when we have our mentorship calls with our mentor on a regular basis, right?
mhm,
It's just empowering. When we go down to
it is.
Miami
Yeah,
and we meet these massive companies, these business owners that are doing extremely well, it's absolutely empowering. You sit there and you
yeah.
find yourself asking all these questions, and you never know when that one person will drop that little nougat, that little nugget of information. You're like, wow, that's some really powerful stuff.
Yeah, man. It's like, even today, like through troubles and tribulations, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And people think about it and see it that way. It's like, okay, well, that's just a saying. No, not true. Because we've seen it lately. We've gone through some rough. I mean, as we grow, we
Growing
we
pains.
encounter new problems, bigger problems. But you know what? Walk on those problems, because those problems are a sign that you are growing, that you're becoming better at what you do. And once you are able to resolve those issues, the little issues are nothing.
Hmm.
The little penny dollars are not an issue. But when you're talking about like thousands of dollars, and let's just talk about figures without actually going into details, and like dollar figures, so you could see it and people can actually grasp what we're talking about. So if you have thousand, $10,000 issues and you solve them, when you lose $100 to $200 to $1,000, it's nothing, right? That's why I think Grant was talking about, like one of his mentors. That is worth almost $200 billion. And one day in the stock market, he lost almost $2 billion. Grant Cardone was mortified. He's like, "How can you lose? Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I could make that next month." I mean, so
Right.
anybody,
It's all
to
about
me,
the
that's a big
mentality.
problem. But to someone that is in out there, that already has about 200 billion, that they know where they got and how they made it, that's an easy problem to resolve. So that's what I'm saying. So welcome the big problems, because as soon as you solve them, you stick with it, the little problems will never be an issue anymore. It's crazy how your mentality opens. I think Albert Einstein that says that we cannot solve the same problems with the same mentality that we made them, right? So in order to solve your problems, you need to expand your mentality, fix your mentality, welcome the change, and be able to be open for the change. So
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and I think you said something really important there too. Is that not only do you have to be DF Dubs, which means down for whatever as a business owner,
yeah,
but you're going to encounter failure. So I was opening satellite offices all across southern United States for telecommunication sales, right? And so
yeah,
I remember doing this. Is that the first step was you had to build a team of people, right? People build businesses. Business owners don't build businesses. So you had to build a team of people, and people would drop off, or people, would come and go. And what we found is that every time that you were able to build a team and then move on to the next city, is that time that it took to build those individuals, right? So to be surrounded by A players in the workplace,
yeah,
that time halved every single time. So the more times that you fail, the better that you get at getting over that hump. So hey, you fail once, it might take you a couple of months to recover. Then the next
yeah.
time you fail for that, whatever that reason is, it takes you half the time, and then half the time, and then before you realize it, you're building companies like it's just completely easy. So
It's fun. It's fun.
yeah,
It's like playing Monopoly. Like you get all the little houses, but you start getting the buildings. You don't want to get little houses no more, right? You start
right.
getting buildings, so you can stop. So it's the same process, man. It's like work on issues, failures. So failure is success is accomplishing failures, right? So it's a whole bunch of failures put together that allows you to become successful. So in a way, you find the ways that your plan won't work, and you get there faster. What happens with a lot of people is that they get the deers in the headlights. They overanalyze every single thing that happens to them, and they don't take an action. So actually, last night I was talking to our guys that makes the shirts,
Oh yeah.
Travis. So
Okay.
we have it was like 10 o'clock when we started talking, and we ended up talking for about an hour. So I was just giving him some advice on things on life. He's about to have a baby and everything. And one thing that we talked about is that if you don't take action, you won't find things that don't work in your business. And one of the things he asked me is like, "What do you think you have failed so much?" I said, "Because I take action with speed. Sometimes I don't think about it. But you know what? Yes, it has cost me some money to actually take action like that. But I have found faster than a lot of people what doesn't work, and allow me to get into success
Mm.
the fastest way than other people that are still in the treadmill. To me, I mean, I can do that. It's just the way that I always worked. I want to like what is it, action or speed of action. Speed of action is like how fast can you get to where you want to go, but obviously while you're learning. Because another thing that Dr. John Maxwell states is that experience is just experience. And experience could continue to be experiences if you don't evaluate it. The only way that you're going to get learn from experience is by evaluating your experiences. And that's what we do. One thing that doesn't matter where you are. What is the first thing that I think every time that something come up and so that we come out with an idea, I always want to hear other people's opinion. First thing that I say, hey Brock, what do you think about this? Because I may be seeing things completely wrong. And that's something that as a leader you need to understand too, that we all have blind spots. So when you're driving in a vehicle, you're going, you're driving, you're always gonna have a blind spot. That's why you got to turn, especially to your left side. But if you have what's called an A driver, and that's in the military term, an A driver, that A driver tells you, be careful here, don't go there. It helps you when you need to park and so on. And that's what we all need to do. You always need to have someone that you need to throw ideas with, because you never know how that person's brain and the way that experiences work, how they see a problem or a plan, or how they see the goal, the vision completely different. And it might help you to put that together and get there faster.
Yeah. And I mean, Carlos, you are an action taker, right? And for me, that's a very admirable quality, because I'm super analytical. Like I overthink everything. Have you ever taken your DISC assessment?
I have.
What are you? Are you a high D?
A high D all the way.
Oh man, 100%, right? Driver to the max. I mean, yeah. So like, I find that, and my wife's the same way, right? So like, the best way that I can put this is, I'm, besides being super analytical, I overthink everything. And it's only because of her that we took the opportunities head on, right? So back in 2020, when house prices or interest rates plummeted, that's when we bought all of our properties. And she's like, hey, let's buy this one and this one. And I'm like, I got to think about it. And she's like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
It makes sense. What are you talking about?
Oh man, and thank God. Like,
thank God. 1 + 1 is 2, right?
Oh, geez, because if we hadn't taken that chance, when we did, and if she hadn't pushed that, we'd still probably be in the same place, and all of our money would be 7 to 10% worth less. You know what I mean? Because of inflation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Not being
God.
where you are today. So, and don't get me wrong, like taking those actions too, it teaches you. It's like, so now you know that, okay, good to have that person. And again, you have a good wife that actually been able to help you there. And you guys complete each other, because I guarantee you, she goes off the
yin and
sometimes
yang.
it is babe. Trust me, I get it. I see, not what's it called? Not romantically, but I know this business relationship with you. You say, hey, Carlos, no, that's not the way we should go. I say, you think so? Okay, well, let's do it. So you have saved me from some things too, but and again, it's good to always be like that. Why? Because and it goes to being open-minded to taking advice from others, being open-minded to take to be mentored by others, because you never know where a teaching could come from. Is that something that I used to teach in the military? It's like, so military, we have structures from private all the way to sergeant major. Doesn't matter where you are. I always saw, it's like, okay, well, you got to respect the structure. There's a place and a platform on when to speak and how to speak to someone. But I always said, it's like, I'm always welcome. If you think that I'm wrong and there's a better way to actually complete this plan, know your platform. Because if you come out of your face, I'm going to go off. But if you take me to the side, first sergeant, this is the way things will work. This is things, I think there will be, always, every single time, 100% of the times, I would consider it, and sometimes it didn't work. So at least we knew, and that person respected. Because one thing that I learned is that you also gotta include your team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because if you don't include them, they don't feel part of the team. They're just not gonna care about anything you have to say anymore. Right. And sometimes their plan may work, sometimes may not, and they're gonna understand that you probably have the experience of being there, and this is why you are in charge, and this is why they got to listen next time, even though they come out with the craziest ideas. So, and again, so it's a good experience. You just got to be mindful, and that's the word that I was trying to get to. Mindful where you are, and who you are leading, because sometimes you're leading people that are also smarter than you, and you should be welcome to lead people that are always smarter than you, because those will help you get to a better to your end goal faster. That's
Yeah,
something
I
that
mean,
a
it's
lot
all
of
cyclical, right? So
people,
it goes in one big circle, and I think it's
yeah,
really important that we always stay open, no matter what we're doing. If we're an employee or an employer or whatever,
yeah,
we need to stay open, and that kind of goes back to the networking, right? So you want to find that room where you're the dumbest person in it. So when
that's
you're
it.
like, I shouldn't be in this room, that's the room that you need to be in, because
Yeah,
that's the more room that you're going to experience the most growth. Even if you
yeah,
mess
that's
up,
true.
even if you do everything wrong, there's no way that you can't grow. If everybody's smarter, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Smarter meaning
yeah,
more experience, whatever the
correct.
case may
Yeah,
be. That's the room that you should strive to be in.
correct. Yeah, and again, so it's smartest experience. That's what we're talking about. Don't be, if you're the smartest cookie in there, yeah, obviously that's the wrong room. But be smart enough to keep your mouth shut. Listen to
What's
others.
that? Oh, what's that saying? Like,
What is it?
oh man, I can't remember. I'll look it up. But
Yeah,
it's
go ahead,
about
yeah, yeah.
keeping your mouth shut. And don't be. People might think you're stupid, but don't open your mouth and prove it. Basically.
Correct. Yeah.
Um,
So and again, ask questions. I always ask questions, especially wherever you go. Ask questions. You know what? I just want to know what people do, because it is amazing when you find someone that is great at their craft, but you have to also understand that you don't need to know that. You just need to be associated with them in order for you two to bring value. Right and left, right? Right and left, two sides of a puzzle. Without
mhm.
it, you cannot make a what's it called? A square. North, south, left side.
Sure,
That what I'm
sure,
talking about.
sure.
You know what I'm trying to
Multiple
say?
sides, it gets crazy. It's math.
It's mad. No, it's not. It's just four goddamn sides.
North, south, east, west. I don't know what we were talking about. Perfect.
No, but yeah. So that's what we're trying to say. So be smart enough to keep your mouth shut sometimes, because people, and you gotta think. Sometimes when you get into these rooms, people are testing you. People want to know if you really are a person that they want to, because you'll be surprised once you find someone that really knows what they're doing. They want to mentor people, but they don't want to mentor a person that cannot keep their mouth shut, that thinks they know everything. They know they're gonna waste their time.
Yeah.
And that's something that you gotta be noble. You gotta be humble about taking advice. Put your pride to the side. When it comes to networking, that's one of the main things that kills people, their pride.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, right? So we're talking about pride. Is everybody's looking for a champion to work with, but
Yeah.
they don't want to work with the mindset of a champion, right? They want to work
True.
with the best in their field. They want to work with the top notch. Like, let's say I don't know, you need help with your marketing. You want to work with the best ones, but you don't want them to have that champion mindset. Like, we're the best.
Yeah.
There's no room for growth. They like that. You always need to have a challenger mindset.
Yeah.
Cool.
True.
I have to prove myself. I have more to learn. Things are changing regularly. I mean, name one industry that hasn't changed. um, Besides education, which is nuts. I don't
Besides
know.
vacation, right? You know what? And another thing is, like, if you want to impress someone that you're trying to network with, always do your research. That's something that
Mhm.
kind of surprised me
Very
with a
true.
lot of people. That, let's just say, the person's gonna be there and you want to, for so whatever reason, work with them. Research them. I mean, this is something that we teach in sales too, right? Before you call a big company that you're trying to do a sales with, research them.
Right. Find
Find
out
out
who
what
the
they do,
CFO is. Yeah.
what
Absolutely.
commonalities you can find, where do they spend the money, who are the competitors, what they known for in the market, what industry they're in. Obviously, you should know what the industry they're in if you're trying to sell them something. But I mean, all of these things, do you research? I mean, as you know, in every industry is completely different. But at the same thing, when you're about to network, take the time, take the 30, 45 minutes to know and to find out who these people are, who's going to attend. So like that, you don't sound like a brain dead person over there. And we all heard him before. Sometimes just give them time of day and just put them off because you know that you're not gonna go anywhere with these people. But again, that is the wrong way to do it. And also you gotta be discernful to also see what's not to be done. Because that's something that we all seen, especially from leaders, the good leadership and the bad leadership. And that right there can tell you a lot about a person, right?
Yeah, and Gary V, right? You're
Uh-huh.
familiar with Gary V, right? So
Yeah.
when he did this little segment, I forgot, I think I don't know where I watched it, but
Mhm.
he did this segment about doing B2B sales, okay? And
Mm.
about finding out about the person that you're trying to sell. So he found out all about this person, found out that they were a big baseball fan for the XYZ team or whatever, and sent
Yeah.
them some memorabilia, some signed memorabilia. I can't say that word. Anyway,
Yeah.
and he
Jack
didn't
is
hear
getting
anything
you
back.
already.
What's up?
Jack is getting up on you already.
Yeah,
He's
no, it's
screaming
one
on
of
you.
those words I just can't say. Memorabilia. Oh, there we go.
You got it.
And no, and he sent them
Everybody
some
clap.
signed memorabilia. And what
Yeah.
ended up happening was he created this relationship with this company, not only as a client, but also
Yeah.
helped him grow his own business too. So I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it seems like common sense, right? Find out about the person that you're trying to sell. Find out about the companies that you're trying to work with. Find out about the individuals that you're trying to network with. Um,
True.
Not only to make sure that they are who they say they are, but also make sure that you can find something to grab their attention if they're a-list individual
Yeah.
or whatever it takes to be able to network with those individuals.
And sometimes not even that. Sometimes it's making it to that event. If you
Oh
need to
yeah,
invest
being
in
there.
yourself, because they know that if they have something to say, and if you're not willing to, spend money on your development, you're not worth it.
Right.
I mean, I tell you, like some of my biggest mentors, I pay them almost $80,000 just to get with them, and all of a sudden we start doing business together, right? So an investment to get to where we wanted to go in order to get in the room and be able to now understand and show that we could bring value to a person, or even figuring out what they need in order for us to supply it. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. Sometimes one of the biggest investments that you should do is you your biggest asset, and that's
You
something
right.
that Grant Cardone tells you. You are the first investment that you should invest in. So you
I
are the
agree.
biggest investments you have. If you sound like a dumbass, trust me, doesn't matter how much money you spend on anything else, more than likely it's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, there's people out there that can actually be the artery on making something happen. For how long can they last?
True. Very true. Right. Yeah. I think networking is so important. Right.
Oh,
And then
the bottoms up.
oh man, I think this is my second here. What
No,
are you
this,
doing?
this is my third. This is my third. Don't
Ah,
stop.
shit. Okay. All right. So, I mean, as far as networking goes, I think that
Yeah.
it's extremely important for any business to do, and do regularly, right? So you think these massive companies like Microsoft don't do any networking? Yeah,
No.
right. Right. So we were just at the Business Expo. One of the
Yeah.
biggest ones there was Google, right? They
Oh,
still
yeah.
pay the money to be at a business expo, right?
Yeah.
So they can meet individuals, they can talk to business owners, obviously to grow their sales, but who knows, right? I
Talking
mean,
about that, we got to get some new phones. I got to call the guy because I'm definitely going to change some phones. I completely forgot. See,
what do you
yeah,
mean? What do you mean there? We're changing our phones. Like,
cell
what?
phones. Cell phones. We're going to put the cell phones in the business as a business expense. So you look at
Okay.
that.
Yeah. There we go. That's a great idea.
Nah, and that's a good perk to have employees, right? All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
you
they
get
get
your
phones.
you get your own Android phone.
So no, but yeah. So and again, so yeah, so that's so. Even the big companies, I mean, that you think that they shouldn't be networking because they know they are the ones that spend the most money to throw networking events. They want to invite people that know they need the services.
Or
Invite
even
them.
employees, right?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
Bro.
And I mean, the same thing, there's so many things that big companies do that smaller companies, they're like blindsided, right? So
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many companies that I talk to on a regular basis who are like, they're a little hesitant to get into debt, right? And there's good debt and bad debt, which we can get into later. But
Yeah. Yeah.
using debt to optimize on opportunities to give you return on investment that are 2 or 3 times the amount of debt that you're going to be in, obviously it's a no-brainer. But you see these massive companies like Exxon out there getting into millions of dollars of debt. Why? Right? If they're doing it, it probably means that it's working out for them. If they're doing it religiously, taking money from banks to build new oil tankers and things like that. Why? Because they don't have to spend their own money, right?
Yeah.
They can use a bank's money, know that they're going to see their money back easily, whatever that ROI percentage is. And it makes sense to them, right?
Yeah, you know what? And that's funny enough. So I've seen that a lot too, like in a lot of networking events, there are bankers looking to see who is the next investor that has something liable to invest in.
Oh,
And a lot of people thinking about, okay, there's no money out there, guys. There is a lot of money out there for you to use. You just need to be able to think, put your heads together, and be able to network, figure out what you have. And is that something that the bank, that's something that you could also research. That's your bank wants to invest into what you have. And if your bank that you have doesn't want to invest in what you have, then look for the other one, because there are a lot of banks that would love to invest into different things. So that's something that you also got to keep in mind how you when you do the research. But let me ask you something, man. What do you think people need right now in order to learn more about business, to learn more about how to buy at scale and sell their business? And even though if you have an idea that you want to go ahead and bring to the market, what do you think they should do?
Well, one, they need to be in a room with individuals that are doing much better than them, right? They need to be out there networking. They need to spend some money on themselves, okay? Whatever that means, and they need to go to experiences in person where they can learn from the top of their industry. They can learn how to scale their business. They can learn how to maximize their finances. They can learn how to grow a real estate empire, right? I just use that as an example because that's everybody wants to own real estate. So put yourself in a room with a bunch of individuals that are like-minded. They also want to build a real estate empire, and they've got mentors that they can ask questions to, they can look up to, right? So, I mean, that's exactly what we're doing here, Carlos.
Really? So we are doing that.
What a coincidence, right? Yeah, I mean, we're hosting an event there in Fort Lauderdale at a beautiful, beautiful mansion with some of the top names in the industry.
Don't forget the square footage. How big is it? 16,000 square feet.
Oh man, it's a nasty place, right?
So let's put it this way: there are many bathrooms there to actually use each one of them for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, there's
that's how big this place is.
The place is amazing. The place is amazing. Where we're having our live event, and I mean that's what we're really trying to do here, right, Carlos? Is that we're trying to get business owners to invest in themselves, right? To grow and scale their business. And yeah, sure. I mean, you can spend thousands and thousands of hours to figure out all the different things that you need to do to scale your business, but why do that, right? Why not get into a room with somebody who's done it before, with somebody who's currently doing it and currently being exceptional at doing it, right? Yeah. You know, if I want to scale my business, I want to be in a room that is full of business owners doing the same thing. They're currently doing it, and they're currently doing it well. That's going to be an amazing resource. I can't even put money to that because that doesn't make sense. If I can get with somebody, if I can meet somebody who can help me scale my business from where it is to where it should be 10 years from now, if they can do that within a year, why wouldn't I want to be in that same room, right?
Yeah.
And being with those individuals and having a good time with them, and learning from them and being able to rub elbows with
Yeah.
those people, why wouldn't I want to be? Right.
I
So
tell
that's
you what, man.
exactly why we're doing what we're doing, is where we
Of
have
course,
this
yeah.
live event where
Uh-huh.
people can come in and they can do this. They can
Correct.
actually meet people that are doing amazing in their field and figure out how to scale that business, right? Explode your business, slingshot your business, whatever. Like, bam, that's what you need to be doing.
True. So I'll tell you what, throughout my whole career in real estate and business, I spent a good amount of money into everything we have. I'll say probably close to $1 million already in just self-development and training. And some training ended up in the shelf. Some training we used, some training we put to the side because it was obsolete. But the best money that I have spent is to get into rooms with people that think just like me. I think that's been the best place in which I learn more because the experience and the training that we have gotten together has been put to use. You are able to throw ideas and see the teachings in a different way. See the teachings in a three-dimensional way, not just in paper or on a presentation, and be able to now put it in practice and work with one-on-one, with two-on-one, with each other, and be able to network. Because sometimes you have an asset that that person may need, and they have an asset, or you have an asset, or they have an asset that you may need. Vice versa, money wise, or time, or service, whatever the case is, but you are able to make partnership. And I think that's where a lot of partnerships and things have come to fruition. Because I mean, and we tell like everybody that we work today, like honestly, everybody we work today, we met them at a networking event, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have, we have at a networking event. Like honestly, I cannot think of one person that we are not working with right now, to include mentors, people that we work with, is, and it was never like one on one. It was through someone else that came around and did the same thing that we're doing, per as introduce us, and we are here today. So, and that's the thing that I'm trying to say. Whatever you do in life, try to go to a place where the networking is going to be exemplary. The quality of people that you are going to be there is the people that you want to be around. And that's what we're trying to do. This is what we're doing, this one in a million experience. 16,000 square feet. And don't worry about it. You're about to see in the bottom of this video, you will see a link that is going to blow your mind. You're gonna see some of the pictures, some of the videos, some what we put in together, the lineup of speakers that we have, and the quality of training that you are going to get for the minimal amount that you won't get anywhere else. You try to get this somewhere else, it's gonna cost you, I'd say, about 5 to 6 more times of what you will pay anywhere else. So take this, because what we want to do, this is the introduction of what we're about to start doing in 2023. This is the introduction of what we're gonna put together. Not only that, if you have a business that wants to come into fruition, that you have an idea, this is the time to pitch it, because we are going to have the lineup of people that are willing to invest into other businesses. So this is the time that if you, let's just put it this way, this is a Floridian Shark Tank, right? Let's put it.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Let's
I like it.
baptize it. We just baptize it. The Floridian Shark Tank.
Oh no. Florida man, no. I mean, it's going to be an amazing event. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's intimate, right? So we can't bring
Yeah.
everybody. We have very limited. I mean, imagine, how many people can be there, right?
I know, yeah.
It's
So-
not a lot.
So right now we have about half of it already sold, and there's only between 25 to 30 people. So this is gonna be, it's gonna be very, very intimate. Not everybody's gonna be able to make it there. So if you really are interested, we will always have a waiting list. There's going to be other events, and if you want to attend, you will see videos of what you missed. But we will always have another ones. You could always go into a waiting list and be able to actually make it to the next one. So it is going to be very intimate because of the quality of people that we want to bring. And only a few of you will be able to make it.
Right. So I mean, Carlos, I'm super excited for it.
Let's go,
I
brother.
can't
Let's go.
wait to see exactly, what type of attendees that we have. We've got half of it sold, and I can't wait to
Yeah,
meet these people.
yeah.
And if
Definitely.
you know who you are, if I'm talking to you here, but um, yeah, it's going to be an amazing experience. So
No, but
got to
guys,
be in the
I do.
room with people who are doing a lot better than you, so you
Hell
can
yeah.
see how they got there. That's
And
that's
that's
the
what we
gist.
want to do. We want to make sure we throw the experience in your lab to open your eyes if you're a business owner on what's possible. Because that's what
Mhm.
happened to me. I came from nothing. I came from poverty. I came from a third world country. I came from coming into this country living in welfare. I came on hating Turkey. I came from actually remember my story about going to a soup kitchen every Thanksgiving in winter, and we have turkey all the way to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to January, all the way to January. And it's because we're poor, and that's the only thing we have to take advantage of everything we're able to. And again, that alone right there, I talk about PTSD and everything. And it's not that I have PTSD, I just don't like turkey because of the taste and everything that I had to eat. But it's just, it teaches you about being humble, being hungry. Like, I work my ass off, and I may not be the smartest person. I know I'm not the smartest person, but I'm proud to say that not one fucking person would outwork me. I will work anybody else off. I go into failure, and I do it every single time. This comes from the military too, and I think from me. But this is the thing: like, you have to be hungry, not hungry, because that's when you you
Don't
you
be
want food.
angry. Be hungry.
You be hungry, angry. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm so not angry, hungry. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
having some issues. Is that McAllen 12 treating you all right?
he's hugging me right now. No, but so I'm hungry about what I wanted to do in life, and that's one thing that we want you to be hungry about success. We want to still open you that it is possible. We want to show you what you can do because you are able to do it, guys. There's no short of money. It's just the ability of you actually finding out how to become the best at your craft.
Mhm.
Anything you
You know
do.
what? So like you said something there.
Yeah,
There's no shortage of money, and
yeah,
sometimes we get stuck in our own bubbles, and we,
mhm,
with our relatives and our friends, and we get used to
yeah,
whatever that bubble means, right?
yeah,
Maybe it means mediocrity. Maybe it means 100,000 to 200,000 a year. Maybe it means 50,000 to 100,000. Whatever that bubble is. I'll tell you
yeah,
what. Go down to downtown Miami, right? And then think about that. I'm
yeah,
telling you, man, when we were there, I was like, God, it was so refreshing because it was just, I feel like I'm doing all right in life.
yeah,
And then we go down there and I'm like, oh my God,
yeah.
I am miserably poor. Right.
I
So it's
know.
a really good refresher. So
Yeah. It's a
don't get
reminder.
comfortable too.
It's a reminder what the world is, but you know what? You got to put yourself in those rooms because it is great. Because okay, well, now I'm hungry. Now I want, like, we decided to actually go out and now get some Airbnbs in that area because we see the opportunity, and that's the thing though. Like, when you eyes are not open to the world, and you don't know what opportunities are around you, like, you don't know how to identify them. They pass you every single day. And I think we're talking about that the other day. I don't know if it was with you reticular activating system, your RAS, reticular activating system. Let's just say that you go out and get a new Toyota, a new Camry. I guarantee you that when you get out of that parking lot, you are going to see a whole bunch of Camrys everywhere. Same thing. You open your eyes about being successful, and I guarantee you're going to see success everywhere else. And it's not that it all of a sudden happened to me. No, it's just been passing you in front of you, and you've been so blind about not seeing the opportunity that is in front of you. But then that's what we want to make sure that you see. We want to open your eyes so you are successful. So, because at the end of the day, we could give you all the tools, but if you don't go ahead and open your eyes and apply them and network, it's pointless. But we want to make sure that we put you in the place with a 16,000 square feet mansion with all of the luxuries that you guys are about to have, so you guys can see what's possible in your life because each one of you can have it. So let's go, baby. Salute.
Let's go. Hey, I will salute that.
Hey guys, so but I appreciate it. Check in the bottom of the video. There's gonna be a link. We're gonna be showing you a couple stuff, and we're gonna come up, from time to time, showing you some other things as we get closer to the event. The lineup that we have is gonna be some great speakers. Remember, we want to make sure that you open your eyes about business, about self-development, business and organization development, and we want to make sure that we put the best people in front of you. But at the same time, we want to show you how to get the money for these businesses, how you are going to fund them. Just tonight, oh man, I got to talk to you, bro. We have another tool in our toolbox that is going to be amazing for each one of you. If you want a done for you type of business lending or money creation, we got that, because we just closed a deal that is going to make it happen. It is going to make it in record time. That is guaranteed. And I'm going to say this now, or your money back. That's how good that is. And I haven't talked to my CEO right now. I haven't talked to him about it, but it's that good that he's going to see it and he's going to say, well, I back you up on that, Carlos.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys. Hey, salute to everybody. Thank you for being here with us. And if you're watching this later on, just make sure you go on the bottom of the video. There's gonna be a link. Check it out. If you want to go ahead, you want to talk to us before anything happens. So before you buy your ticket, you want to know more about it, just give us a call. 516-600-0127. I almost forgot my own number because
I saw that happen. I was going to say something, but I didn't. Guys, hey, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Take care, guys.
I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. I tell you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think I'm gonna